Hey, Real Green Ninja here. The video you're about to watch is a supplement to the existing tutorials and help videos already available on the Real Green website. I do take a more casual approach because I'm presenting this information as I would if you called in, although I may have a little fun with it. This video is based upon the information I, as a Real Green technician, would provide using my experience on the help desk. This video was created on my own time to assist with areas of the software that may be waiting for an official help video or tutorial. At the beginning of the training video, I will have the version of the Service Assistant the video was made with. I will also try to be as accurate as possible, but be aware, as Service Assistant updates are released, things may change. I'm using the name Real Green Ninja as not to stand out from the other amazing technicians that I work with. I hope the information in this video helps you, so grab a cup of coffee, and I hope you learn something new. Hey, Real Green Ninja here. Today we're going to talk about diagrams and documents on the customer screen. So let's begin. When you open up a customer's screen, let's go ahead and open up this customer right here. You'll see there's a tab called Diagrams and Documents. And what's really cool about this tab is you can link things to this customer's account, and it will be stored in the system. All right. Usually people have the documents or files actually stored in or on the server itself. Some people have set it up to where they're going to save it on their local computer or an external hard drive, but you got to be careful because unless you have all that stuff shared out, other users of the software on their workstations would not be able to get into it. All right, but pretty much your diagrams document right here. If you want to link something, like something that's outside of the software, and link it into Service Assistant, you can hit this little link icon. And when you click that link icon, it opens a window asking, what do you want to save? Where do you want, where is that file that you want to save? So let's say I want to go ahead and save, oh, there's some stuff here. I get little things here. Let's say we want to save this text document right here. So you'll see I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to hit link this. It's going to ask me for a friendly description. And this could be anything. This could be like the signature page of a contract, or you can even have it to the entire contract. Maybe have it saved as a PDF. It could be a picture. It could be a sound file. Again, it could be almost anything. But you want to give it some sort of friendly descriptions. And let's say this happens to be customer's email note. Again, maybe let's say this customer sent an email, and I want to link the email to the diagrams documents, so I throw it into like a Word document or text document or whatever, and I put it in there. Now, please select document category for this item. This is a good idea to have different categories for different things. Now, if we click on mine, you'll see I have like images, MEA image, MEA prepay image, because again, maybe I might be wanting to link a picture, or maybe I've captured a picture and I want to use it for using Measurement Assistant for like prepay letters. So if I give it its own category, it makes it a lot easier to find when I want to do those attachments, as well as being able to find stuff. So again, I mean, it could be something different. You could even link prepay letters, and I'll talk about that when I do a video on prepay letters. But again, you're going to want to put a category. And unfortunately, I don't have one that necessarily strictly is an email, so I might want to go and make one. And the categories are going to be located. Actually, let me just grab one here. I'm going to say statement for right now. If we go into data, customer parameters, and then where is it? No, I want customer parameters. There we go. Link document categories. Here's where I can add those document categories. All right. So again, you can just click on new, put your new one in there. You can also do French and Spanish. But you'll see now that file is linked, and it's also saved on my desktop. Again, it's one of those things where if you have multiple users, it's going to ask you if you want to move the file to your main server and stuff. So again, I usually recommend have a storage folder on the main server if you're a single user like myself, and then that way I can select that spot to save it in, or I can put it in that spot and then pull it from that spot to do the linking. All right, now, if you want to open the file, all you have to do is just double click it, and it's going to open it, and it's going to be exactly whatever you just linked. It's opening it no different than me double clicking it from its location. All right, it's going to show you what the friendly description again. This is why it's a good idea to put one in there. It's going to tell you the date that it was linked. It's going to tell you where the location is. Like I said, for most of the time, people actually will like to have a folder that's shared out to the network, and they just put the documents in there, and then they link them afterwards. Again, you have your different categories. You can even change the document category or location, so I can go ahead and change that. But again, keep in mind, be careful, because like I said before, if you link a document and you don't have it shared out in a folder or whatever, and someone deletes it or you delete it, guess what's going to happen? It's not going to show up anymore when you try to access it. It's going to say file not found or something like that. You can even have the document print with invoices. Some people like to do that, as well as going to tell you who linked the document. All right. Now, like I said before, in Measurement Assistant, there is an opportunity where you can take a picture and save it as a linked document. All right. When you do prepay letters, so for example, if I go to Tools, I'm sorry, Print Letters, and then Prepay Letters, there is an option that says automatically create linked documents. Now, if you are creating a prepay letter and you do not have that selected, it will prompt to say, hey, do you want to link the document at this time? And again, most people like to, because that way, if a customer calls up and says, hey, I just got your prepay letter, you can actually pull up their account, see what they have in their hands, all right, the time you generated it. If you forget to link them at the time of generating, that's okay. You're just going to have to recreate it, and then there's a way of linking it just by doing a preview without having to print everything out. All right, now, you can also scan items and put them directly into the diagrams and documents. The thing is, though, one thing you got to be aware of, it's hit or miss. Some scanners work perfectly fine. Some scanners don't work at all. If you hit the little question mark with the icon, which takes you into the diagrams and the help file for the diagrams and documents, if we look up scanners, there we go. And if I can type there, okay. Scanning paper document, you'll see that they have the HP 4070, the HP 8300, the Fujitsu, and those two scanners. So there's a total of 4 scanners that were officially tested. All right. If your scanner is Twain compliant, it should work. All right. Can't guarantee, but it should work. The biggest thing is just make sure your printer and your scanner drivers are all up to date. Make sure you get the scanner software suite installed and all that stuff. So if I hit the little scanner icon right here, it's going to pop up this window. The one way to tell whether or not the system sees your scanner is it will pop up a window saying there's no scanners attached. All right, if you see that, then it's probably not picking up. But you can also hit select a new scanner, and it's going to pop up a new window that looks like this. And you'll see there's my scanner. And again, as long as it's Twain compliant, it should work. All right, so I'm going to select that scanner right there. I can go ahead and select my resolution. I can select what kind of image I want to save it as, color depth and stuff if I want like a full color scan. Obviously, the full color means it's a larger size. The size of the paper, dimensions, stuff like that, compression. Again, there's things you can play around with, and a lot of people, might have to play around with a few settings just to find which ones work the best. But once you have that, yeah, just hit the scan button. Now, while it's doing its scan, I actually did have to install and update my drivers, because when I first tried doing this just to see if it works on my scanner before doing this video, it didn't work. it couldn't find my scanner. So I went ahead and installed the HP printer suite, because I just installed Windows 8 and it has the drivers in it for my printer. But I installed the whole scanner suite so I can scan documents and all that stuff, and now it works. All right. Again, it's going to ask me for a friendly description, so I'm going to put scanned document. And again, like I said, it could be a contract. It could be, it will be a whole bunch of things they can scan. Select the document category. Again, you're going to select it. And you might want to create one again that says scanned items or contract page or whatever. I'm just going to do this one as a proposal. Hit OK, and you'll see now it's there. And you'll see it also saved it in my main essay folder. Now, again, my main essay folder is on my P drive. I have a bunch of hard drives on my computer. It's on my P drive under essay, and then there's a cusdocs. That essay cusdocs that's on the main server, that's where a lot of the prepay letters and stuff are actually stored, or when you did an MEA picture is where it's stored. Now, if I double click it, it opens up, and you'll see it's upside down. So let's flip it back over there. There we go. So again, that's what I had sitting in my scanner. All right, now you can't see the whole thing simply because I have the video capture software only this part of the screen. But again, you'll see there's my scan. And it's part of that customer's record. Hit save, close that. So again, if I go into the customer's account, Jack Thompson, go to Diagrams, Documents, there's those documents. That close out, reopen, and so on and so forth. Now, another thing you can do under the Diagrams and Documents that's pretty cool is there's a very simple diagramming tool. It's this little compass with a straight edge here. When you click that, it's going to open up another part of the software. Let me scoot this over so you can see it. There we go. It's going to ask you for the diagram name. So maybe this is like interior of the house. Maybe you do interior pest control, and you want to keep track of where the traps are laid or where the poisons and stuff are. Maybe you want to do like a very simple landscape design. But again, you're going to give it something, some diagram name. So let's just do simple landscape. There, landscape. There we go. There, okay. And it's going to, again, ask you for a category. That's why I said it's always a good idea to have a whole bunch of categories. And if you need to, go create a new category, then come back here and do what you need to do. And I'm going to just save this one as a prepay letter. But again, I know it's not a prepay letter, but like I said, you'd create a category called like diagrams or whatever, or landscape diagram. Hit OK. it's going to open up this drawing tool. Now, in this drawing tool, is again, it's a very basic like picture paint program. It's just like Microsoft Paint. You can go through, draw different things, you know, and so on and so forth. And you can put down, you know, different features of the land. You know, again, you can put text in there. You know, maybe you want to say like house. Again, it's very, very simple, very utilitarian, but it's a really great way of sticking a quick picture in there if you don't already have one. You just draw one out really quick. And then you can also print it. You can tell it to copy the diagram to your computer's clipboard, which will then allow you to paste it in like a JPEG or something like that. But again, you're going to be saving it as a JPEG or whatever. That's fine. So again, you can go ahead and, you know, play around with it. You know, there's different things you can do. But once you have your diagram, once everything's where you want it, hit save. And again, give it a few moments here. Change tabs. It is now part of that customer's record. Okay. If I did a like a prepaid letter or something, usually those are saved as Adobe files. Not everyone has Adobe Acrobat. Most people do nowadays. And in fact, Google Chrome, which is the web browser I use myself. It's not like an official endorsement or anything, but the Google Chrome actually will let you see PDF files if you don't actually have the PDF reader. So again, these buttons here will turn things on and stuff, on and off and stuff. Now, you do also have the ability to do what's called record a phone call. The way this works is there's a tool or device that you connect to your phone system. All right. Once you've connected to the phone system, this right here will actually pick up what is going to be ran through the microphone input of your computer. All right. Also note, there's a warning. All right. We're in Michigan. Michigan is what's called a two-party state. We have to notify people when we're recording phone calls. That's why a lot of people put at the beginning of their greeting say, "Hi, thank you for calling Real Green Ninja Landscaping. This call may be recorded for quality quality assurance or whatever." So again, they put that notification there because, you know, it's possible someone from a two-party state might be calling you. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK. Again, very, very simple. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to pick up my microphone, but I'm kind of curious about that. So we're going to go ahead and hit select recording, and I'm going to say, you know, la 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 la, and then stop. Okay. Oh, stop my hip. There we go. And again, you'll see it will create that file, and let's see if it actually plays anything. I'm not sure if it will pick it up, but we'll try. Oh, actually, it looks like so. It did. So it does look like it did. Actually, let me try this one more time. This is a test of my recording a phone call. And we're going to stop. There we go. And now let's go ahead and play that one. And it's going to open up. This is a test of my recording a phone call. Okay, so you'll see it actually creates a file, which you can then, again, link to the customer's account and play. The biggest thing is, though, is having the equipment that works with your phone system. All right. A lot of people are going voice over IP nowadays. You might have the special device, but essentially it's going to look at that microphone input of your computer and record whatever's coming through that microphone input. That's what I'm using right now. I'm using a microphone to do this video. So that's why I picked it up. Now you do have settings here, and you got like sound boost and so on and so forth, conversations. That'd be kind of, I might mess around with this a little later, see how that plays. And then of course you can adjust the quantity. Obviously the higher the quality, the larger the file. So, you know, again, you can do different things. You can even save it, and when you hit the save button, apparently it has trouble doing MP3. I might not have a setting or thing in my computer that allows me to do that conversion or whatever. So again, keep in mind, as with some of the things in software, you have to have the stuff set up in the first place that's above and beyond Service Assistant for the other stuff to work. So let's go ahead and why does it? Oh, did that actually work? I just hit it again. Okay, again, friendly description, test, record, call. And then again, like I said before, you might have a category that's called, you know, phone calls. Hit OK. And you'll see there's my test record phone call. It saves it as an MP3. So again, you could theoretically, I guess, put it on your MP3 player on your phone and listen to it while you're working out. But as I was saying, is this pretty much going to be pulling off of the microphone jack of your computer. All right. Now, also under diagrams and documents, you can add a website. So you can hit this add a URL, type in the web page, and again, you know, link it there. I haven't really seen that many people actually do the website, the URL on their link documents, but it's it's there. Someone apparently wanted it sometime. Now, if you want to view something, you can click on it here and then click this little icon, this magnifying glass, and it'll open it up just like anything else. So if I click on that one, it's going to open up my media player. There it goes.
This is a test of my recording.
Oh, that was very loud. Okay, so again, you do that. Now, if it's a document like this, you can actually print it out. You hit the little printer icon. It's going to ask you what printer you want to send it to. I'm not going to waste the paper. Also, if the customer has an email address, this customer does not, but if they did have an email address, you can even hit the little email icon right here, and it will let you go through and send an email out. So let's see here. There we go. And again, you can, it would normally throw their email address in the two. You can carbon copy it to someone else. You can blind carbon copy it if you need a copy, for verification or something like that. Subject line, message body, keep copy and sent folder. Again, so as I was saying is, depending on what you're doing, you can even do multiple files if you really wanted to. Once you get all that, hit send email, and it will send the email out to the customer with the documents or linked documents that you wanted. You can also check mark the enable document preview if it's a Microsoft Word document. Adobe Acrobat document. The preview will show up there as well. So again, there's a couple different checkboxes and options and stuff like that. Now, another thing. And mind you, there are some people out there that like to use the custom proposals. I did a video, a crash course on how to do custom proposals. But the thing is normally they want to put pricing information and stuff in there. Now, if you have like a generic letter where all you're doing is throwing in the name and address, you're not worried about calculating pricing and stuff like that, you can actually uncheck this Use Advanced Features here, hit this little drop down, and you'll see these are all those different master documents that I've created. And you'll see some of them are specific to state, because there are some states that have required documentation that you have to send out to your client. So again, these are the Microsoft Word documents that are in my masters folder, and it's on this drop down. So again, I can hit this example proposal, hit the create new link, new file. It's going to open up Microsoft Word. It's going to put the variables or the information in the variable field. You might want to go ahead and check out the master link documents. And again, I'm just going to do it as a proposal there. And again, you'll see there it does save it as a Microsoft Word document. Open it up, and it looks like for some reason it didn't grab the information. Again, this is one of those things where you got to have this stuff set up in the first place, and that's why I always say have a test customer to try it out to make sure it works before you actually start doing it for your real customers. Now, if you have the master link document created and you want to include stuff like pricing information, then you can tell it to use advanced features. All right, you'll notice that drop down, the drop down option disappears. Now I'm going to hit this little icon right there. It's going to ask, you have not selected a picture file type. That's okay, because I don't necessarily want to include a picture in this one. But if you did, then you'd want to make sure whatever your picture is selected up here. It's highlighted. And we're going to go ahead and hit yes to continue. You can tell it to skip the creation of the link document. Again, why not link it? Unless you're testing stuff. If you're testing stuff, yeah, you might want to skip the creation only because you don't want to have like 50 copies of the document on the customer's diagrams document tab, just trying to get it to where it needs to be. But again, skip creation link document if you want to. You can select a document. There's that same list I showed you before, but this one actually will let you include service pricing information as well as have it calculate tax. Again, I'm not going to go into in-depth detail on how to do the master documents simply because I've already done a video for it. I'm just going over what's available in the diagrams and documents tab. All right. Again, you can tell it's linked document as a PDF, make list of fields only. Again, that's going to show you what information is being exported from that particular report or that particular screen that you're pulling for the customer information. You can tell it to print it on something, okay? You can tell it to email it. Again, you put the email information in and so on and so forth. You can tell it to include list of neighbors, and again, you do have to have routing assistant or mapping assistant. They have to be geocoded so it can calculate it and so on and so forth, as well as what service here and so on and stuff. All right. So again, like I was saying, is you can go through and actually, this is where you generate those custom proposals or custom documents that you want to send out to your customer. So again, as I was saying, is there's a lot of really cool features, and not everyone knows about all the little buttons and checkboxes and stuff like that. And that's why I like to do these videos, because it shows you what the software truly is capable of doing. So I hope you guys learned something new, and you guys have yourself a wonderful day.